Hello everybody. Welcome to school. Welcome back to school. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope that your first couple days are better than you were thinking, and that everything is going to be amazing this year. Right? We're going to make the best of it. I just recorded a video, and now this is my second one because guess what? I recorded it and realized that the videos didn't show up, the PowerPoint I had didn't show up. Um, there was audio without video. So here I am again. Now I'm doing my second one for you guys. And I sure hope this one works. But the point of the whole thing that I'm trying to tell you guys is that, this is our life right now. We just have to make the best of what we're going through. Like, I know that they're not ideal, right? Things aren't ideal, but we have pretty much two choices. We can go into our hole and stay there forever, or we can come out and say, all right, I'm just going to make the best of this. I'm going to try to make it work, and I'm going to keep trying to move forward. And I think that's what we're all doing. So let's just be extra graceful with each other these days. I think we all really need it, right? Because everybody's going through something, and it might be a little bit different for everybody, and that's okay. So that's my little spiel for you guys. Welcome. If you don't know me, I'm Mrs. Erica. I normally am on the second floor in the technology room. Guess what? I probably still am going to be in the technology room, except no one will be coming in. It'll just be me talking to a computer, making videos and sending them to you guys. But hey, if that's what it is, we keep doing it, right? We just make the best of it. And I maybe eventually you guys will get to come back into the technology room. We'll see what happens, right? But I'm sure I'll see you guys around because I'll be there in the morning helping kids. So say hello to me. Please don't pretend like you forgot me, okay? You'll hurt my feelings. I'm just kidding. All right, so welcome. Let's just pray, because you know what? Let's just do that. Dear Lord, we thank you for a new school year with technology, and we thank you that everybody is back here. And we just pray, Lord, just an extra dose of grace over everyone as we start the school year. That just like let us be understanding with each other and try to help each other, because we know that this is a challenging time, but we really need each other to just keep moving forward in our lives. And I pray for these students, Lord, right now, that you would just inspire them this year to just, do things a little bit differently, to just go for it. If there's something that they really wanted to do, a goal they wanted to set for themselves, that they would just, they just say, I'm going to make it the best year ever, no matter what's happening. Even though I have to wear a mask, you know what? I'm going to make this the best year ever. And I just pray that over them. Just that ability to just move through anything, because they're going to come out of this stronger, more amazing. They're going to look back on this time and they're going to be like, wow, I grew so much during that time. Maybe it was emotionally, maybe it was spiritually, maybe it was physically, maybe it was, who knows, socially, different things that they're learning. And I just really pray that your love would just surround them this year and just carry them through the year, to really just make it the best year that they can ever have. And we just pray this in Jesus' name, amen. So yes, I will be sending videos to you guys. So you'll be getting a video for the robotics part of the class, and then you'll be getting a video for the technology, character development, coding, whatever else we talk about, part of the class too. There will still be assignments. It'll be similar to how we were doing it last year, towards the end of the year, where you were emailing me everything. So email will be our primary way of communicating. So I will need a Google email account from you guys. I prefer Google because we're going to be using a lot of the Google programs like Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides. We're going to be using those, and those are easy for you to share with me when you're done. So it's simple as literally pressing a share button, putting my email address, and that's it, and I get your assignment. So I'm trying to think of things that how we can learn to make it the easiest way possible. So let me just quickly review some things with you guys. So here's our website. It's PCA Tech cd.weebly.com. I will be posting everything on here. I know there is the grade link thing. I don't even know if we talk about it with the kids yet, but so I think that they're going to be having the website, and then you're going to be able to check your assignments on there too. But let's not even bring that up. So we have this website. So we'll just we'll put all your assignments on here. So you just look for your grade, click on the weekly to do, and then you'll see what's on there. The other thing is the YouTube channel. So you'll click on your YouTube channel, and there's a playlist for every grade. So you can go into your grade playlist, and you can see the video lesson for that week if, say, you missed it. I know some of the teachers are going to be showing the videos in the class. That's great. Maybe some of them aren't. I don't know. But then if you do see it, you can watch it at home if you don't, or if you're absent. Let's just go over some basics about the course. So again, a lot has changed since we're not together in person. So your main rules, or whatever expectations for this year for technology class, will be, number one, checking the website every week for your assignment. So there's really no excuse for why you shouldn't do it. It's on the website. Number two, watch the lesson video for the week on the YouTube channel. So make sure you watch it. I'm going to try to be purposeful to not make the videos go past 20 to 30 minutes, because I know it's a lot. It's different from talking in class and having a discussion when I'm the only one talking on the video. So I could make different voices and pretend that other people are talking, but I don't know if that would really, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so I'm the only one talking, right? So I'll try not to make it too long. And then complete all assignments for the week, and you email them to this email, eastpca@gmail.com. So that is the email that you will be communicating with me. So again, if you do not have a Google Gmail account, you need to make one, and you need to email me from it so I know, and you can say, hi, this is Sally, or hi, this is Jimmy, and here's my email. So I know what your email is, and that way I can make sure that you're getting everything. I do still have some emails from the kids from last year. I don't know, maybe if you changed it, you should email me and let me know so you're getting everything. So your grade will be 20% is going to be participation. So participation is pretty much just means, are you doing every one of the lessons every week? Because that's really, there's not really participation anymore, because normally we have a discussion, everybody shares on the topic, everybody gets a chance to talk, and then I just include that into your grade if you're somebody who's consistently participating, but we don't have that. So now my participation is, did you watch the video? Did you email me the lesson? You get 100% for that. And then the other 80% is just the assignments. Did you do the assignment every week? Did you email it to me? So really, there's no reason why you shouldn't all just do amazing in the class, because number one, everything's in the video. And number two, you just have to email it to me, okay? And number three, I love you guys and I want you to do well. So if you have any questions, email me. Let me know so I can help you, okay? Alrighty, so what supplies do you need? Well, you need a Google account, like I just said, because we're going to be using it a lot, especially in the technology portion of the class. I'm going to be giving a lot of assignments. We're going to have to use Google Slides, Google Docs, Google Sheets, all the different Google Suites. And so you need to have that. So maybe make that part of your, write it down in your homework book or wherever. Make a Google account if you don't have one. Okay, and then send it to Erica, Mrs. Erica, so she knows what my email is, so she can send me stuff. Alrighty, good. So we're done with that. All right, so this week we are going to jump right in to reviewing some things with robotics. So if you've been with me for a few years now, we go over these concepts every year. We start with them. Why do we do that? Because in my opinion, if you don't understand the basics about what is a robot, then it's going to be really hard for you to move forward with anything, especially with the coding too. Because if you don't understand that what a robot needs, that it has sensors, that it needs to be able to move around, or it needs energy, like it's going to be hard for you to really make your robot do anything, right? And so we need to always get a hold of the foundations. And my hope is that we can work on some different projects this year. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to look. I'm going to be talking with Mr. Kim a little bit more about that, because I have some ideas of different things that we can do. But again, I'm just not sure, what it's going to be okay this year. So I promise, I'm trying to really find things where you can have fun with it too. And, it might be another online program. I know if you were here last year, we used Coder Z, and we had fun with it. It was definitely challenging for us since it was our first time with it. So, maybe we'll do something similar, an online program. We probably will also try to do some more hands-on things. I don't know exactly how it'll look. I don't know if you guys will get materials and do it at home, or if I'll get it for you. You know what, we'll just go with it. And so we'll make the best of it. But I do know for the next few weeks, I'm going to just be reviewing. So this week we'll start with some basic information. And then next week we'll continue, and I'm going to have some videos, clips that I have of different robots in action that I really want to show you guys. And then I'm going to give you an opportunity to share your thoughts as well. So if you ever have something that you would love to look more into with robotics, let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. If some of you guys, if this is something you're really interested and passionate about, like, that's the thing, like, learning should be something that's fun. When we're learning, it should be like, wow, I really want to learn more about this. Not because someone's telling me I have to learn it, but because I'm actually fascinated with it. And I think robotics can be one of those topics where you can find something that you are like really interested in. You could just learn more about it and just grow your knowledge base, right? Which is always helpful. Okay, so I covered kind of the basic expectations, and I'll probably go over these again in the next video for the technology part. And I'll talk to you the next time about that. But let me pull up the PowerPoint now. Okay, hopefully it's working. So hopefully everybody can see this. So this is robots basic concepts. So your part of your homework is going to be, so this is going to be probably over 2 weeks. So the homework won't be due next week, but in 2 weeks. So you should be taking notes. So right now, I want everybody to take out a notebook or a binder, have a little section for robotics, please. So every week you can jot down things that we're learning, and then you can be able to refer to them, since obviously there's not really like a textbook for this. It's more just following along with the PowerPoint, taking notes, and then you could use the notes for the homeworks and everything that we do. Okay, so please take out something to write with, take some paper out, and I'll be going through some basic things today, and we'll probably get through a few slides today. Then next week we'll do a few more slides. And then we're going to also talk a little bit about the ethical standpoint, the opinions and things, because that's a big thing right now with robotics. So we'll get to that in the coming weeks. And then we will move into some other things too. All right, so let me bring this up a little bit bigger for you guys. So robot basics. So if we were together right now, I probably would ask you guys, all right, turn to a neighbor. Tell them, what do you think a robot is? What makes a robot? Or turn to a neighbor and tell them about a robot that you use at your house, or a robot that you, recently read about or saw. So I would probably ask you to do that, and we would probably have a little discussion about robots, robotics. Everybody has different experiences with this. Some people might have a family member that works in the field. Like I remember Gianella, her uncle had worked at Boston Dynamics, so we talked a little bit about that. And we had some other kids share their experiences with it. So it can be a really fascinating topic that you can talk a long time about. So let's see. So what is a robot? So this field is such a new field nowadays. So there's just a lot of talk about it. If you guys follow any of the tech sites or tech people, like Popular Mechanics, any of those websites and things, if it's somebody who's into that, you might see there's a lot of different things with it now. And it's a field that is growing so rapidly and changing so quickly that, even when from last spring to now, there's so many more new developments and new robots coming out and new ideas. So if the word robot isn't well defined, right? At least not presently. There's a great deal of debate in the science, engineering, even hobbyist communities about exactly what a robot is and what it is not. So yeah, people they've come up with ideas, but there's a general kind of like general definition that we're going to take a look at. So here it is. So it says a robot is a machine. So definitely a robot is a machine. We know that. But not all machines are robots. So there's a lot of machines that we use that aren't robots. So then now you might be thinking, really? Oh, so how do we know the difference, right? So again, if we were having a discussion about this, we might spend a few minutes, just chatting about your ideas on this. Like, what are some machines in your house? How do you know if it's a robot or not? Like, what do you think? What's your opinion? But so here's like the general consensus on it. So it says a machine capable of responding to its environment to automatically carry out complex or repetitive tasks with little, if any, direction from a human being. So a few things to point out. We know a robot is a machine. We know that it can respond to its environment, but now you're thinking, well, how? Well, there's robots that they have sensing, right? So they can respond. And it can automatically carry out a task with little direction. So they need some form of intelligence. So now this is really getting you to start thinking, so my toaster, I don't know, is that a robot? I don't know. You're like, is it able to respond? Is it able to carry the task out? Like, you're going through all these different things in your mind probably and just trying to think to yourself, is it a robot or not? And so we're going to take a look at that, and we'll go in more depth with that as we move on with this. But robots are machines that can do many amazing things. They can build cars. If you guys remember that documentary that we watched last year about the assembly robots in the car factory, and they were like transforming the way that they make cars, right? They can explore space. If you remember, we looked at the Mars Curiosity robot, right? And that was really helping scientists to learn a lot about space, right? And so, again, totally transforming the way that we do things. They can help with surgery, right? We looked at the surgery robot, which we're going to I have another cool video on that, which I don't know today, but maybe next week. Like humans, a robot needs to see, hear, feel with its senses, move with its body, and they also need energy and they need intelligence, right, to make decisions. So a lot of different things that robots need. So hopefully you just jotted this down, just a simple definition that a robot is a machine, that it's capable of responding to its environment, and that it can automatically carry out a task without much help from a human, right? So basic robot. So what are the characteristics of robots? So we have the 4 main characteristics. So you might want to jot this down in your notes. Actually, you probably should. You could write down 4 main characteristics of robots, and they are sensing, movement, energy, and intelligence. So I'll give you a second, so please write those down. Make sure they're in your notebook. The 4 characteristics of robots: sensing, movement, energy, and intelligence. So we're going to go more in depth about all these 4, what they are, in a few minutes. I don't know if we'll get through all of them today. I'm trying not to make the videos too long, because I understand that nobody wants to sit and watch a video for that long. So we're going to break them up. Okay, so let's look at the first one, sensing. So if you remember from Coder Z, right, our robots had a lot of different sensors. So touch sensor, light sensor, sound sensor, ultrasonic sensor. So all of these sensors, they help to give the robot the ability to do things like a human would be doing them, right? So they could see, they could hear, they could feel. And why is this important? Because if we want the robot to be able to complete a task, we need to be able to give them the skill and the ability to do that. And we can't, give them what we have in the sense that we can't recreate us, but we can give them sensors that could give them the similar abilities, right? So, for example, the Mars Curiosity has cameras, and those give it its eyes to be able to see. And then when the scientists are looking at the video, they're seeing through the eyes of the robot. Wow. And they can see everything that's going on. And some robots can even have sensing that humans don't have, like an infrared, being able to see heat, right? And so these are all things that are super helpful for robots, right? Okay, so let's talk about energy. So if you guys remember, I think it was like maybe 2 years ago, we worked on the Wigglebot robots, right? And we took the cup and we put the little markers on for the legs, and we had the little motor, right? The little DC motor. But then after we finished making it, if we just put it there and we didn't give it any energy, what was it going to do? A cup with marker legs? Woohoo! Like, what does it do? So it needed to have a battery pack, right? And we put in AA batteries into our battery pack. And then guess what? It made our motor start wiggling, and our Wigglebot was going all around, making different artistic creations. So it was great, right? But it needed a battery pack. So all robots need energy. And a lot of them use battery packs, right? Maybe rechargeable ones. And it really depends on the type of robot, the amount of energy that it needs. So again, if you're moving into the field of robotics, these are things that you're going to have to think about, right? When you're building your robot. If you remember, if you came on the trip with us a couple of years ago when we went to Stony Brook, and they talked about they had the robotics team, and they were talking about the robot that they made. It was fascinating, right? And they had to think about how they were going to power it up, right? And I'm saying this, probably nobody that I'm talking to even remembers that, because all those kids have graduated. So anyways, a couple of years ago, we went to Stony Brook and we took a trip, and we got to meet the robotics students at the college. And it was really fun to see, how they had a whole team of kids learning, and they were actually building real robots there. And so again, if this is a field that you're interested in, there's programs out there at the colleges that you can get into, and they have a lot of fun things that they do. Okay, so let's talk about movement. So again, our Wigglebot used the DC motor, right, which is a pretty basic motor for a small robot. And what did it do? It vibrated, right, when we connected the battery pack. And that's what made the robot start wiggling around, right? There's a lot of different types of movement. Some of the robots we've looked at, they have legs. Some of them have wheels, right? And so, again, it really depends on the purpose of your robot. What is it that you're trying to get your robot to do? When we think back, like, for example, the military, they use a lot of robots, right? But their robots, they have to really be able to go on some rough terrain. And some of them have to be able to move at pretty quick speeds. If they get knocked down, they have to be able to get right back up again. And so that's going to be a totally different type of movement than, say, a Roomba vacuum, that's just reeling around vacuuming your house, or, an entertainment robot, like one of those cute little ones with the legs that like talks or whatever. It's going to be different, right? So depending on what the purpose of the robot is. Okay, intelligence is really important. And I probably would, again, if we were together, I'd say, so, what do you think gives a robot their intelligence? And if you've been going through this course a few years now with me, well, it's the computer, right? And well, it's all the code that we've been learning, right? How to program our robots. Like with Coder Z, we would connect all the block code, right? And we would be able to give it a set of instructions, create an algorithm, and then run our program so that our robot was doing whatever the task that we told it to do, right? And no different for any other robot. There's different jobs when you're working with robotics, right? You have the people that come up with the design, right? You have the people that actually build it. You have the people that have to think about the intelligence. How are we going to program this? The programmers, right? There's so many people that are involved in this. So, you know, you might be passionate about, oh, I really like just coming up with the design, you know, or maybe you're like, nah, I want to be giving it the guts of this thing. I want to tell it what to do. And artificial intelligence, right, is such a big field now, giving the robots intelligence to make decisions, right? On their own. So there, it's like literally like teaching a robot. You're teaching it different things about different situations, right? Like how we as humans, we know about different things, right? Because, but how do we know? Because your teacher, your mom, your dad, whoever, somebody is teaching you, right? And so we can actually teach robots too. We can give them information about, well, if this happens, do this, or if you see this, you know, do that. And then once they do it enough, they're able to do it on their own. And that's what artificial intelligence is. We're not going to talk too much about that, but like not right now. But again, just to have it in the back of your mind. Oh, wow. So yeah, they do need to have some form of intelligence. All right. So this is part 2. So I'm wondering if I should just stop right now. Here, hang on. Let me see how long I've been going. Okay. So maybe we will stop right here. And then next week we'll get into reasons for robots. In the reasons for robots, I do have, I'm sorry, I wish I wanted to show you guys some videos today, but all the videos are in the reasons for robot section. So you know what, we will stop here for this week because I don't want to make the video too long. But then next week, we will continue and we'll review over the reasons for robots. I have some different videos about some of the different robots that I want to show you guys. And so the homework is really just to make sure that you took notes because then I'm going to have kind of like a review sheet and you're going to just kind of fill in the blanks. And so once we're done going over everything, you'll just you'll email your review sheet to me. Okay, so your main things for robotics this week is to make sure you watch this video, that you took notes on the couple of things that we went through, and then what else? Yeah, that's it. And then next week we'll come back and we'll continue, and then you'll just keep taking notes, and then I'll give you a review sheet. And so then the review sheet will be due, I guess, probably after we're done. Yeah, probably next week. So figure next week, the review sheet. Okay, I can still email it out to you guys. Alrighty, so again, if you need anything from me, please email me. That's the best way to communicate at this point for where we're at with the school. And I will be back with a second video going over technology. I'm going to be talking a little bit about our plan with technology this year, which is pretty similar. And then character development with our second step lessons. I know that we didn't get to really finish them last year, so we're going to probably move into doing those a little bit more this year too, so that we can focus on that as well. And then, yep. So already, I will see you guys. Have a great day. Bye.